A warm welcome to all the viewers. In today's session of Tourism and Hospitality Research, I will be discussing the second step of configurational analysis, that is, fuzzy set qualitative comparative analysis. You might like to go back to the playlist to an introductory video about FSQCA and the previous video, which tells you how to transform your responses if taken on a Likert scale so that they become fit for this second stage, which is contrarian case analysis. What are contrarian cases? These are especially those cases which are different in their behavior from the majority of the other cases. They can be positive contrarian cases and there can be negative contrarian cases. So I will be discussing all of this along with a practical example in how to do contrarian case analysis, which is an important assumption to conduct asymmetrical data analysis via FSQCA. So let us start. The procedure is dividing the sample into 5 equal parts, which are known as quintiles. How to divide them? I have mentioned the procedure so that you can easily follow it and do it in SPSS software. You go to transform, rank cases, rank types, uncheck ranks, tick n tiles and set it to 5 because we want 5 equal parts of the sample. Then select all the study variables which you want to analyze. It includes the predictors and the outcome variable, or the antecedents and the outcome variables for FSQCA. Now click on OK. Once you get those, you perform a cross tab across the quintiles. And under statistics, you have to tick phi and Kramer's V, which are the measures of association between the variables, and gamma and Kendall-Staussy, which tell you about the effect size. Top left and bottom right cases represent the main effects, whereas top right and bottom left cases represent the contrarian cases. Why contrarian cases are important? Because such cases reveal certain insights into why these behaviors are exhibited by some of the respondents. So we shouldn't ignore their responses. And that is why FSQCA includes them in the sample rather than taking them out as outliers in symmetrical techniques like regression and SEM, where we identify the outliers and filter our data. We do not consider the viewpoint of the outliers. But in FSQCA, we do consider the responses so as to know that why certain cases exhibit a different kind of a behavior, why there are positive contrarian cases and why there are negative contrarian cases. So now let us go to SPSS and find it out how to do this practical procedure. So here we are in our data sheet. I already told you in the previous video how you can take out the arithmetic mean of food quality, cultural authenticity, service quality, value for money, and behavioral intention. FQ to VM are 4 predictors, and BI is the outcome, behavioral intention. So theoretically, we have found out that food quality positively influences BI, cultural authenticity positively affects BI, service quality positively affects BI, and value for money also affects BI. That is the behavioral intention, the intention to recommend, revisit and consume a product, especially a food product. This is the viewpoint of the tourists about the local food. So now, what I need to do first? First, I need to create 5 parts, 5 groups out of this sample. So the sample size in this case is 204. You see here, case ID 204. Now, I go to transform, rank cases. Under this, I'll select all 5 scale variables: food quality, cultural authenticity, service quality, value for money, and behavioral intention, and transfer them to the variable box. Under rank types, I uncheck rank and click on N tiles because I want 5 parts. So I put 5 over here and click continue. Now I press OK. So now when I go back to the data sheet, you see here these 5 groups are created. These are known as N tiles. So if we create 5 parts, they are known as quintiles. So we have created the quintiles. Now we have to do a cross tabulation amongst all these. How to do that? I go to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, and Cross Tabs. Now, in rows, I'll put all the predictors, that is NFQ, NCA, NSQ, and NVM. In the column, I'll put the outcome, which is NBI, like this. Then I go to Statistics. Here, I have to tick on phi and Kramer's V, which is the measure of association between the variables, and Kendall's tau C. So this is for nominal and this is for ordinal. I click continue and press OK. So now I got the results. There are no missing values. No missing values. So the first one is crosstab of NFQ versus NBI, right? So you see here, this is the cross tabulation. And if I go to the symmetric measures, it's tell me if I see phi 0.419, that is a mediocre association between the variables. The value of phi ranges from -1 to +1. The more it is closer to +1, the better is the association, positive association. If it's closer to -1, it is a negative association. So we see here it is significant as the value, the p value is less than 0.05. It's 0.003. So there is an association. But if we see these cases, you see here 6, 5, 2, 6. So these 4 under group 1 and group 2, they are known as contrarian cases. Why? Because they have a higher food quality rating, but behavioral intention is lower in this case. Similarly, you see here the behavioral intention is higher in these 4 cases, but the food quality was ranked lesser by them, by the respondents. So that is why we classify them into contrarian cases. These are the main effects, because you see there's a direct relationship between food quality and behavioral intention. That's what our theory has told us. So you see they have been marked on a similar level. They are proportionate. And when you come over here, bottom right also, these are the main effects. So now how to present these You have it similarly for all the four variables you see here. This is for food quality. Then you have for cultural authenticity. Then you have for service quality. Next is for value for money. So you have it for all four. Now, how to present it in your paper or in your thesis? I'll show you. Just copy this table. I've copied it. Go to Excel. I made this format you see here. This is the format: food quality, cultural authenticity, service quality, value for money. So whatever I pasted, whatever I copied, I put it over here like this. And now I'll select these. So these are for the food quality, right? I copy it and put it here, simple, like this. Similarly, I'll do it for all four predictor variables, their cross-tab association with behavioral intention, the value of phi, which is a measure of association. I'll put it over here. So in this case, food quality, it is 0.419. So I'll put here 0.419, and P is lesser than 0.05. You can see here the P value is lesser than 0.05. So it's significant, right? So that is the way I'll put it. And then cases marked in bold show contrarian cases, and cases in italics represent the main effect. So these are the contrarian cases. I can make them bold like this, bold like this, and in italics are the main effect. So I can do like this, make them italics, and I say that the presence of contrarian cases in my sample gives me a support to conduct fuzzy set qualitative comparative analysis, which is a asymmetrical technique. I again recommend you to refer to this paper by Papas and Woodside, 2021, Fuzzy Set Qualitative Comparative Analysis, Guidelines for Research Practice in Information Systems and Marketing. I hope the video was quite informative and useful for you. See you soon in the next video on how to conduct the third step of fuzzy set qualitative comparative analysis, which is calibration of the data in FSQCA software. So thanks for watching and keep watching for more.